Any identification?
No, sir.
Then we'll assume he's ours. I mean to take personal charge of this case until repairs are completed.
That could be rather a long time, Colonel Tillery.
Wouldn't you say, Captain, that it's worth a year of any doctor's life to observe a case like this? You'll never know what has happened to him. The one part of his brain that has escaped damage is the medulla oblongata. It is only because of this that his heart, vasomotor, and respiratory centers still function. In short, that he lives.
Why don't they turn the lights on? It's dark in here. It's dark and still. And I can feel the blood pumping through my veins. But I can't hear the pulse in my ears. When you can't hear your own pulse, you're deaf. You're deaf, Joe. I'm deaf. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just dreaming. I can feel the sweat pouring out of my skin. Hot, wet skin that's all covered up with bandages. Even my head. I sure must have caught a big one. What's this? Footsteps. I can feel their vibrations.
Any evidence of hypostasis while aspirating?
None thus far.
No more oxygen unless an emergency develops. Is the ambulance ready?
Yes, sir.
Very well, bring him along.
Where are you taking him, sir?
Occupation Forces Base Hospital number 3 at Jeanville, Saint Cloud.
All right. Let's move it.
Davis Perfection Bakery, Rudy McKenna speaking.
It's Rudy.
Telephone, Sheldon.
Okay, coming. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I lost your fishing pole, too. Oh, I loved you.
Yes, we can remove the sutures. Let's disinfect.
I wish they'd get this stuff off my face so I can see what they're doing.
Sorry, sir.
Another.
Ouch! They're pinching me. No, it's more like a little stab of heat. Wait a minute. I know. It's just like when I ran into the barbed wire fence and cut my eyebrow. They sew you up, and then it heals, and then they take the stitches out. Only this is different. I can feel what they're doing to my arm, but I can't feel the end of my arm at all. The nearest thing to the end of my arm is the heel of my hand. But the heel of my hand, the end of my arm, It's too high. It's high as my
Good.
shoulder. You've cut off
The
my
tissues
arm.
are well opposed.
My arm!
Remove the rest.
Oh, my God, why did you do
Then
a thing like
re-cleanse
that?
the
I
wound.
need that arm. Oh, I've got to work with it. You can't go around cutting a man's arm off like you were pruning dead branches off a tree. Well, there's a law or something. You've got to get his consent before you do a thing like that. He's got to sign a paper because a man with only one arm is a cripple, and all he can do is go around selling pencils. Oh, no, not my other arm, too. No, please, no. You've already taken one of my arms.
Want him
Don't take
moved
my
to the
other one,
least
too.
conspicuous room you can
Not
find.
both of them.
For his own
Please
good.
don't. Oh, I won't have any.
A room with a
no.
lock, and something over the window
No
so they can't
arms.
peer in at him.
No arms, no
There isn't a
arms.
decent unoccupied room in the building.
Arms.
Utility room, supply room, storeroom, anything. He can't tell the difference. Put someone in here who can.
There's a game out there, and the stakes are high. And the guy who runs it figures the averages all day long and all night long. Once in a while, he lets you steal a pot. But if you stay in the game long enough, you've got to lose. And once you've lost, there's no way back. No way at all.
Hit me.
Pay 20.
Christ, they sure could do with a shot of whiskey.
Help yourself.
That's down.
How'd you learn that?
I used to do it at weddings.
Hey, can you do card tricks too?
Sure.
Cards to the gamblers.
Hit me. I'm just fine. Boy, I'm just fine. Hit me.
Stan.
Hit me, but not too hard.
Now watch him get 21.
Pay 21.
It's a funny thing. I can do almost everything but hit a 12. 12 shouldn't be any harder to hit than a 13, should it?
Shouldn't be, but it is.
That's nothing but superstition. A 12 to hit is just the same as any other number above it. Only better. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Assembly, what time is it anyhow?
3 Christmases and 41 days.
Time to go.
If I don't make that train, I miss a date to be killed on the 27th of June at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Not too good for my kid, huh? He's only a year, 8 months and smart as hell already. Sure wish I could see him when he was 5.
You'll see him when he's 50, and you'll still be 23.
What the hell? We're all gonna be killed. That's what we're here for. He's already got his. And the big Swede here, he's gonna catch flu and die on shipboard. I'm gonna get buried in a trench cave-in and smothered to death. Now isn't that a hell of a way to go? Jeez.
All aboard! Next stop, New York, Atlantic Ocean, and Paris, France.
What's this guy doing here? He ain't gonna get killed.
Leave him alone. He's all right. Come on, boys, on your feet. We've got to make that train.
Are you going with us?
Of course, I've got lots of trains to handle. Lots of dead men. So many dead men, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, God, no. Not my legs, too. Help me, somebody. Help me. Don't let them cut my legs off. Don't let them take my legs, too. Jesus. They just went ahead and chopped off everything. Of course, it's a lot cheaper to cut a leg off than fix it up. With a war going on, they haven't got much time. Everybody is tired. But what kind of doctor would cut a man down to what I am now and still let him live? Did they have a bet on? Were they showing off or something? Was it some kind of experiment? No. Nobody would do a thing like that to another man. Nobody could be such a butcher.
My dear students, war has various meanings to various persons. To the scientist, war means that he is actually set free to accomplish his most brilliant and most imaginative enterprises. For example, in previous wars, each injury has resulted in a very serious loss to the taxpayers, the loss of a most expensively trained soldier, or fighting unit as we call them now. However, in the next war, we shall be able to repair and deliver that same fighting unit to the front line trenches in 3 weeks or even less. And all because of the radical new techniques which this young man has taught us.
Father, I need help. I'm in terrible trouble and I need help. Father? Did you hear me?
Father?
I hear you, son, but I got troubles of my own. Nothing I have in this world is really any good, you know. My house is small, my job is small. My salary is also small. Son is small. So is my wife, and get right down to it, I'm no giant myself. Everything around me is small, inferior, except this fishing pole. I myself wind it every year with the best of silk thread. Nobody in town has a fishing pole like this. Not even Mr. Latimer down at the bank. My life is so poor and shoddy that without this pole, I'd have nothing to set me apart from other men. Nothing to give me distinction, nothing at all. That's why I love it so much.
Do you love it more than you love me?
Of course I do. What is there about you that can give a man distinction? You're not unusual at all.
Yes, I am, Father.
How's that?
I may not be unusual now, but I'm going to be.
Of course you are. Gonna make the world safe for democracy, aren't you?
What is democracy?
Well, I was never very clear on it myself. Like every other kind of government, it's got something to do with young men killing each other, I believe.
Why don't old men kill each other?
Well, the old men are needed to keep the home fires burning.
Couldn't the young men do that just as well?
Young men don't have homes. That's why they must go out and kill each other.
When it comes my turn, will you want me to go?
For democracy, any man would give his only begotten son.
I wouldn't.
I guess it always comes down to that. Each man faces death by himself. Alone.
I don't know whether I'm alive and dreaming or dead and remembering. Am I getting old? Is my hair turning gray? Will anybody ever come to visit me? I hope not. I really wouldn't want anybody to see me like this. But how can you tell what's a dream and what's real when you can't even tell when you're awake and when you're asleep? Oh, Jesus Christ, how can I ever be able to tell the difference?
The thing to do was yell. Sometimes, even now, I have this old dream that somebody wants to kill me, and my mother and father are running away with me to Egypt. I hear the sound of soldiers riding at night, and the screams, and I yell. And the yell wakes me up. And then I know that it's a dream. So, what you have to do is yell.
But you see, I can't yell. I can't even whisper.
Well, whispering wouldn't help anyhow. Another way is just to tell yourself, wait a minute here. This is a nightmare. And I have to wake up in order to stop it. Then just force your eyes open, and the dream will be gone.
Oh, I can't open my eyes. I haven't got any.
Well, that complicates things. Maybe the thing to do is police your mind before you go to sleep. Say to yourself, I'm going to sleep now, and I'm not going to have any nightmares. Could be done, you know, with practice. You feel yourself getting drowsy?
I never feel drowsy. I haven't got anything to feel drowsy with.
Nothing? Maybe we should take a different line of attack altogether. Let us begin by assuming that everything is a dream, which by and large it is. When we're awake, we have one kind of dream. When we're asleep, we have another. The difference is that we control our daydreams, and the dream that comes at night controls us.
I haven't got anything. I'm just like a piece of meat that keeps on living.
Since your real life is a greater nightmare than your dreams, it would be cruel to pretend that anyone could help you. What you need is a miracle.
No, not a miracle. Just tell me that the rat is real, and the way I am now is a dream.
Perhaps it would be better for you to go away now. You're a very unlucky young man, and sometimes it rubs off.
I'll go, but first tell me just one thing. Are you and I really here together? Or is this a dream too?
It's a dream.
How do you know?
Because I'm a dream.
I don't believe you.
Nobody does. That's why I'm as unreal as every other dream that didn't come true.
Think, Joe. Think back. We were next to an English regiment, and we went out on night patrol and scattered. And then I hooked up with that little limey corporal in his outfit, and yes, I remember now.
Corporal Timlin!
Yes, sir?
What is that damnable odor?
Out there, sir. This fat Hun came stumbling through the fog. Some bloke lost his head and popped him off. The stink ain't half so bad when they're close to the ground, sir, but he's got himself hung up on the wire.
Bad for morale. Extremely bad.
He's a Bavarian, sir. They always smell worse.
Yes, they do, don't they? Not so bad as Hindus, though. Or Welshmen.
When it's nice and quiet, sir, we keep on trying to shoot him down, but he hangs on pretty good.
You will take a detail out tonight, Corporal, and bury him.
Oh, but it's kind of busy out there, sir, even at night.
And don't forget, Corporal, death has a dignity all its own. And you will say a few words of prayer over the remains?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus!
Just for that, I'll take volunteers. You two. You in the back there. Unto Almighty God, we commend the soul of our brother departed, and we commit his body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Who's got the dust?
It's kind of wet, but I have.
Well, throw the bloody stuff in. Go on. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Oh, they're mercy on his soul. The bloody bastards have shot me in the arse. Take cover, men. If it's prayers he wants, he can make up his own.
You need help, son?
There isn't any help.
Have you asked for any?
I can't. I can't ask for anything. There is no way I can talk to them.
Then why don't you send a telegram?
A telegram?
Don't you remember when you were little? How you and Bill Harper used to string a wire between the two houses so you could telegraph to each other?
Yes.
Still remember the Morse code?
Yes. What good is that? How can I tap out a message to them?
You've got to learn to think. Use your head.
Yes. Yes. My head. My head. My head. My head. Yes. Yes. My head. My head. Hear me. Please try to understand what I'm doing and hear me. She did hear me. She's going to get somebody. She didn't even close the door. I've broken through. I'm back with people again. Hello, all you people out there. It's me. And we're going to talk to each other. They're here, a lot of them.
It's Morse code.
For what?
SOS. Help.
Do you mean to say that this man is actually speaking to us?
What are they doing?
Yes, sir.
Decerebrated, General? Completely decerebrated?
What are they waiting for? What's happening? Are they leaving? Just one of them. Or maybe two. No, just one.
Ask what he wants. How can I ask a man like this a question like that?
By asking it. How else can we help him?
Why don't they do something? They are.
What? Do you want?
I want. What do I want? What do I want? I want out. I want to feel fresh air against my skin. I want to feel people around me. No. It would cost too much money taking care of me on the outside. They never do that. But maybe there's a way I can take care of myself. Yes, there is a way. All you have to do is put me on display and people will pay to see me. Lots of people. Put me in a fancy coffin with windows in it and take me out where people are spending money and having fun. Take me to the beaches and the county fairs and the 4th of July celebrations and all the church bazaars. They've seen the pin-headed girl from Timbuktu and the dog-faced man who crawls on his belly like a reptile, but they're not real freaks. They were born that way. They were made that way by God. But this thing here in his fancy coffin was made by people. By you and me and the lady next door. And that takes a lot of planning and costs a lot of money. Advertise me as the only piece of meat in the world that can talk through the back of its head. And if that doesn't pull him in, then bill me as the last man on earth who joined the army, because the army makes men. So rally around the flag, boys. Your flag, their flag, anybody's flag. Because the flag needs soldiers and the army makes men.
I want out. So people can see what I am. Put me in a carnival show where they can look at me. Let me out.
Well, what could we have expected? Tell him we'll do everything we can, but his condition won't permit him to be moved. For the present, that is. Be sure to say for the present.
If you won't let people see me, then kill me.
He's upset. Understandably so. Ask him what his name is. These shutters are to be closed at all times. What's he saying?
He says, kill me. Over and over again. Kill me.
Tell him we'll do everything we can to make him comfortable. For now, he needs rest. Tell him we'll give him a sedative and come back later. And try to get his name. You're not to mention what has happened here to anyone. I'll hold you collectively responsible for any breach. If new orders are received in view of the new situation which has developed, you'll be notified. Well?
He won't wait for an answer. All he says is, Kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
Don't you have some message for him, Padre? You could at least tell him to put his faith in God, couldn't you?
I'll pray for him for the rest of my days. But I will not risk testing his faith against your stupidity.
Well, you're a hell of a priest, aren't you?
He's the product of your profession.
Not mine. Clear the room.
Give him a light sedative, nurse.
They're going away. Why? Why don't they get it over with and kill me? But you're still here. Can't you see what I'm tapping to you? I'm asking you to kill me. Please do.
Oh, my God. I'm hardly sorry for having offended thee. And I detest all my sins, not because of thy judgment, O Lord, but because thou art all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to sin no more, to avoid all the occasions of sin. Amen.
Oh, nurse. Beautiful, beautiful nurse. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dear God, thank her for me. Be sweet to her, God. Make her happy. Make her beautiful. Make everything she wants come true. Make everyone love her.
No. No.
Leave the room.
Oh, somebody stopped her. Why?
I said, leave the room. Give me the key.
What's happening?
The key. Go on.
She's going. I can feel her moving toward the door. He's sending her away. Why? First they closed the shutters and now they're sending her away. Why did they close the shutters? Why is he sending her away? Why won't they let me talk? Because I'm a secret or something? Oh, I don't know. She's gone. Goodbye, nurse. You're gone. And I'm a secret. Oh, no, not that again. I thought they'd be glad that I found a way to talk to them. But they're not. The only thing on this earth I'm any good for, they won't let me do. All they want is to push me back into the darkness down here, so they won't ever see me again. He's gone too. Well, now I know. They'll never let me out. They'll keep me a secret here until some day when I'm an old, old man, I'll sneak away from them and die. It isn't easy, though. Inside me, I'm screaming and yelling and howling like a trapped animal. And nobody pays any attention. If I had arms, I could kill myself. If I had legs, I could run away. If I had a voice, I could talk and be some kind of company for myself. I could yell for help. But nobody'd help me. Not even God, because there isn't any God. Couldn't be in a place like this. And yet, I've just got to do something. Because I don't see how I can go on like this much longer. SOS. Help me. 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 SOS. SOS.